In Escape from Tarkov, there's two types of players, the timid and the fearless. But now, it's time for a change. It's time to shed the shackles of fear and uncertainty and embrace a new identity. A Chad, a fearless warrior who thrives in the chaos of Tarkov. From learning the basics of survival to mastering advanced combat techniques, this is the story of how I'm leveling up my skills and embracing the true spirit of Tarkov. So join me on this journey as I undergo a transformation from Timmy to Chad. My name is Channing, and welcome to a Tarkov series, Chan to Chad. The beginning of our story takes place at Interchange, a rundown mall. My gun of choice is a trusty SR2M, and the quest that I'm currently trying to finish is Make Ultra Great Again, where I have to kill 25 scavs on Interchange, and I currently have 20 out of those 25. So as I headed into the parking garage, I kept an eye out for scavs, as well as other players. But that's always easier said than done. Due to my terribly slow reaction time, I suffered some injuries, so I used my Grizzly medkit, which helped save the day. For now. With more scavs yelling in the distance of this parking garage, I decided to press forward. I couldn't see the scav, but I heard him. Unfortunately, I knew I had to get closer here and engage in a firefight, so that's exactly what I did. And just like that, I ran out of ammo, so I quickly repositioned behind the wall and put a new mag in my gun. With little to no rounds in my mags, I decided to quickly stuff as many bullets as I could into them, because I knew that more fights were in the horizon. And as I was doing that, I heard the footsteps of somebody creeping on my right. After eliminating whatever silhouette that was that emerged out of the darkness, I decided to pack more mags. I just heard a scav on my left, so I'm going to peek the corner and see if I can take him out. With now 23 kills, we just need 2 more to get 25. With another scav down, I'm eager to check the body of that silhouette that I dropped a little bit earlier, so I packed more mags, and then I decided to go check out the body, while being quiet and cautious. And what do you know? It was a PMC. Lucky for me, he had an MDR, and he was pretty kitted. So, I jumbled his loot together and took as much as I could. Ooh, it was a PMC. But then, I heard the distant sound of footsteps. But I had no idea where they were. And because I didn't like my current location, I decided to get up and keep moving throughout the parking garage. Unfortunate for me, this PMC was spying on me, and he ended up giving me a heavy bleed as well as blacking out both of my arms. While frantically panicking, I decided to pop a stim, which regenerates my health very quickly over 60 seconds. What a fight. He was waiting for me, man. Good fight, good fight. And for some reason, I brought a grenade to a gunfight, which for that particular decision was the worst decision that I could have made. So I took the L, then shrugged it off, and proceeded to keep going. So I went back to Interchange and was joined by my friend Vlad, who has thousands of hours in this game and has been extremely helpful teaching me the game. I still have to kill 25 scavs for my quest, and we're also currently looking for Killa, which is a scav boss that he needs for his quest.
Sounds like he's a Gotron.
And with the sounds of loud AK rounds ringing throughout the mall, we decided to press on. Okay.
Got him.
Cooked him.
2 scav? Oh, he's over there. He'd also be in brutal. Sounds like it's a Goshan, I think. Oh! I heard him. This guy was showing me though. Ooh.
With the shot whizzing right past my head, we decided to head deeper and deeper into the mall, trying to find Killa, as well as more scavs.
Alive and fighting. Farmer will instantly down.
With Vlad hearing some movement down the hallway to our left, I knew some stuff was about to kick off.
Walking up.
Scav?
Yeah, scavs here. Actually, a decently good sign. Two scavs right there on our left. You want to kill him?
And unfortunately, I'm as blind as a bat, and I did not see this guy laying on the ground. Where?
Bunch of scavs.
Until I did.
It's him.
Are you dead?
Nope. I killed.
There's a player to the right.
I killed a player.
I'm gonna see if he had a buddy.
I don't think he did.
Okay.
The scab walked over here.
Okay, there's a scab to our right as well.
Yeah, it was not Killa, bro. It was a dude with a loud AK. With an RPK Alton? What? Yeah, it was a guy acting like Killa, the clown.
No way.
No way.
Movement?
He was acting like...
Down the stairs, down the stairs. Dead. Quest done.
Nice. Yeah, hot delivery.
After clearing out every threat in the mall and a PMC posing as Killa in the process, we decided to press on throughout the mall.
I hit him in the face 2 times too, I'm not gonna lie.
Kind of a sketchy time. At the whim. Alright.
There's a scab out here.
Yeah, you can drop him if you want. Ooh.
Oh my god.
Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Where is it? Alright, for me.
Bro, my aim is so bad. Let's hit firing.
Hip firing got nerfed. Oh, that's it. Yeah, to the left there. Yeah.
Eventually, we made our way to the safe room exfil, and this actually happened to be my first time ever coming to this extract. And about 5 minutes after we extracted, we realized that the person that was posing as Killa wasn't actually killed by Vlad. I was the one that killed him. So Vlad, being the nice guy that he is, he actually let me use the kit in the very next raid. And you guys will not believe what happened. Oh my gosh, yeah. I can't see a thing.
You won't be able to see a fucking thing. But you also, if you get shot in the face, man, you're gonna be just fine.
Holy, we are running a kit. This is my first time ever wearing an Alton mask and running this expensive of a kit, man. Look at this, level 5 plates, and I can't even hear the guys in the building that are with me, bro. I can barely hear them looting.
Alright, ready guys?
Oh, we're keeping that down. We're keeping the face shield down. Yeah, let's get it.
Oh yeah, do not build that thing up. You'll yeah.
I am literally the Hulk. I wish I never ever said that.
Where do you want to go here, left or right?
Oh, it's a dog. Made?
Made. I'm dead.
Are you actually? Oh my fucking. Where was that from?
I don't know.
Behind. And that is literally the definition of Tarkov in about 30 seconds. But as I was taking L's, the W's came in as well. Because Vlad ended up finding something that I desperately needed for one of my quests. And he had no problem forking it over for the homie. What's up?
Take it.
What? Bro, no way.
Yeah.
That's the last one I need for my quest.
I wish I could hear what we're saying right now. No way.
Yes, we all saw it with our own eyes. Vlad just gifted me a GPU out of nowhere that he could have just used for himself. Man, I appreciate it so much. Thanks, Vlad. And just like that, we're in our next raid. But this time we're solo, and we're on Customs. One of my favorite maps. Alright, the goal of this raid is to literally just survive. That is the goal of this raid, is to literally just survive. But it certainly didn't take long for me to run into trouble yet again. Unfortunately, I went down again. Oh my gosh, man. Holy smokes, I put a whole freaking magazine into that motherfucker. I hit him 13 times. But nothing stopped me from wanting to get into some more PvP because I got a lot of work to do if I want to keep improving. So I headed back in for another customs raid with the same exact spawn. This time I expected people to be on my right hand side or my left, already in big red. So I did my best to check all of my angles and move slowly. And just as I got done clearing my right side, I noticed that there were people already in big red in Tarkone's office, somewhere in the scaffolding. So I slowly crab walked and made my way into the building. As I approached, I had to make sure to be very quiet because I was unsure if there was only one or multiple. That guy had no idea where he was getting shot from. I crab walked on him, man. Sometimes you just gotta crab walk. And as I made my way up the stairs, I made a mistake that I always make. I realized that there's another guy. So I tried to throw a grenade and then reposition. And you know I gotta talk my trash in the process. I got your friend! At this moment, I'm thinking to myself I could probably crab walk all the way to the other side of the entrance. And as I made my way outside to try and flank, of course, I ended up getting spotted. So I loaded in for another customs raid while using my recent L's to help propel me to my future W's. And for some reason, I just had a really good feeling about this raid. And as I was doing some looting, I ended up finding 75,000 rubles worth of items. So I quickly stuffed those things into my bag, then hustled farther into the map looking for some PvP. And with yelling scabs in my radius, as well as close gunshots, I made my way to the building directly in front of me, where I'm pretty sure there was a guy staking out. And even though it's not the most exciting tactic, it worked for me last time. So I figured if it worked for me last time, why not do it again? So I quietly listened for footsteps as I approached, while also trying to plan my ambush. As I approached, I made sure to clear the angle of the doorway, because I've had some sneaky scavs run up on me here before. My goal is to sit right next to this forklift to try and catch this guy off guard. And just as I approached, I could have sworn I heard something. How does he know I'm here?
Level 32.
Yeah, it's safe to say this strategy definitely works. So I got this guy's loot, put it all on my back, and decided to keep moving forward. But I can't do that without interruptions. After dealing with multiple scavs, I grabbed as much loot as I could off of the PMC while trying to be very quick in the process because I wanted to make sure I got out of here alive. After switching out my T20 backpack for a Pilgrim for more space, I decided to head over to dorms. And right after I applied some painkillers, I heard some movement in the brush right ahead of me. I thought to myself I was so lucky that I just popped that painkiller, because it is about to go down. Lucky for me, I think I dropped him, but I stay in the bush just for a few more seconds because I'm not sure if he has a friend. To my surprise, I got myself yet another PMC kill. And my lord, was this guy juiced. So I grabbed as much stuff as I could, stuffed it into my bag, before I headed over to the smuggler boat, Extract. Lucky for me, Smugglers was waiting for me with open arms like a grandma after a plane ride. And I'll tell you guys what, that 4,000 XP as well as 2 USEC kills felt super duper good. But what if I told you it's not over yet? And oh boy, were we just getting started. Because of how much I've been utilizing my PMC, I've been starting to fall a little bit behind on rubles. So I decided to go into my scav,
Why is it so
and
far?
lucky for me I had an airdrop. So I called it in and waited for it to come.
It's so far away. Should I camp it? Nah. Common.
As quickly as possible, I stuffed as much as I could in my little tea bag and my small CIA vest. With my bag absolutely filled to the brim with loot and 2 guns on my back, I decided to smoke off the airdrop as best as I could. And then I ran to the railway extract.
G36 is ass. MK16 though? Nah, this is something I can get behind.
And as I approached the extract, I realized I had a bad feeling in my stomach.
Oh my god, somebody's here. I think I got him. I got him. He had a buddy. Your executioner. They're laying down right next to each other, literally kissing.
Unfortunate, but I didn't let it get to me. So I loaded in with Vlad yet again, and we were on streets yet again. And with Vlad's knowledge and map sense, he knew that some player spawns were very close to us, so we waited for them.
Right back in the stat.
There's a spawn that could come to from out like this little corridor here. So I'm gonna wait for these guys actually. Here they come. 2 men, 3.
Should I nade? Nading.
No. Oh,
Oh,
shit.
fuck.
They don't hear us. They don't hear us. 2.
Unfortunately, I just pulled out a grenade, which almost blew our cover.
They're not making any sound.
Literally not.
I hear him to my right.
Lexus? Yeah, they're going to Lexus. Wow. How did they not hear you?
I don't know.
That is crazy.
Fortunate for us, they didn't hear me pull out the grenade, and we were able to make our way deeper into streets and snag some
Can you
loot.
hit this building. Let's get loot in here. Come on, get me up. You're a loser? Yeah, you have a laser. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm dead, I think. You are dead?
I'll make sure I turn it off unless we're in a fight.
Yeah, I always see it. I'm just like, well, I'm gonna die. Oh, cool.
Got propane.
That really is so stressful. Please. I'm gonna show you a juicer room as well. No, this isn't the juicer room. This is just a. Like, oh! Yeah, I'm so kind of there.
A rooster.
After a little looting extravaganza, we decided that we wanted to do a little bit more of looting. So we tried our best to make our way to the relaxation room.
There's a room here called relaxation room on this map. And it's beside the cinema down the street. And it's a 2-use key. You can find it on this map.
It's that purple room with the neon lights.
Yep.
Okay, I've killed a PMC there once.
Yeah, it is a monster room. I think they nerfed it a little bit, but I've made the money back on that room. I made millions from that room, dude.
Is it worth switching shoulders for left-hand peaks?
I think it is, yeah.
Okay.
You got PMCs? Down the street to the right hand side.
Okay.
Oh, is that his fucking head?
Behind the tree, or?
Yeah, behind the tree on the right hand side.
Okay.
They look pretty skinny though. Huh.
Should I toss a nade way back there?
Wait. We got something on the left hand side too.
We can't sit in one spot forever, so eventually we decided to move out.
We're gonna PK and we're gonna get this motherfucker.
Alright, let's do it. I'm popping a noggin.
Hopefully he's a shitter. Also, I heard something on the left, so let's be careful.
Okay.
Damn. Get inside.
In relaxation.
I would imagine.
I'm gonna nade it.
Hey. And we're out of here. Fuck that. That's a death push. That was a push of death. Yeah, if it was peeking, we might be able to get a shot off on him. But if it wasn't peeking, there's no way we're gonna get him.
Unfortunately, the relaxation room was occupied. So, we made our way into the grocery store, but it's safe to say that we were not alone.
Across the building. Across the street. Yeah. There's so many angles in that room, I would just never, ever do that.
I don't know if I've ever made it in there, to be fair.
Yeah, usually I'm able to hit it every raid. Sometimes you aren't. Oh! I have no clue where that is. It's on our left, left.
Left, yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yep. Got one.
Nice.
Hey guys, I just want to say thank you so much for watching my new series, Chan to Chad. I actually edit all of my own videos, and these videos do take a while to make. So if you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Following the cliffhanger in each one of these episodes, I'm going to be doing a verse of the day. So if that's something you're not into, feel free and skip off this part of the video. However, today's verse is 1 Corinthians 16:14, and it says, "Do everything in love," which is a great reminder from me to you. I hope everyone is having a great week, and I plan to be dropping these at least once a week, and I'm going to try my best to do so as we move on into the future. With all that being said, thank you guys again so much for watching my videos. I really do appreciate you, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Peace.